Sometimes becoming more successful isn't only about adding new habits to your life. Sometimes it's about getting rid of the habits that keep pulling you backward. Because honestly, you can create the perfect morning routine, buy a beautiful planner, write down your goals, and watch 50 motivational videos. But if certain habits are quietly working against you, progress can still feel incredibly difficult. So let's talk about 7 habits you may need to leave behind if you want to build a more successful life. Habit number 1. Waiting until you feel ready. This one keeps a lot of people stuck. You think you need more confidence, more knowledge, more money, a better plan. And yes, preparation is important. But sometimes, you're not preparing anymore. You're hiding. You keep telling yourself that you'll start when you feel ready. The problem is that confidence often comes after action, not before it. You don't become confident by thinking about doing something for 6 months. You become more confident by doing it, learning from it, and realizing that you survived the awkward beginning. So stop waiting for perfect readiness. You may never feel completely ready. And that's okay. Habit number 2. Constantly changing direction. One week, you want to start a business. The next week, you want to learn a completely different skill. Then you see someone else making money online, and suddenly, you need to do what they're doing. Okay, but how are you supposed to know if something works if you leave every idea before giving it enough time? Sometimes, the problem isn't that your plan isn't working. The problem is that you haven't stayed with it long enough to learn what actually works. You don't need to chase every opportunity. You need to learn how to recognize which opportunity is worth your focus. Habit number 3. Comparing your life to everyone else's. Social media can make you feel like everyone is ahead of you. Someone is younger than you and already successful. Someone started a business and grew faster. Someone seems to have more money, more confidence, more clients, more opportunities. And suddenly, you're questioning your entire life before lunch. Let's not do that. You don't know the full story behind someone else's success. And more importantly, their path is not your schedule. Comparison can help you learn. But constant comparison can also make you forget what you're building. You don't need their exact life. You need to build your own. Habit number 4. Giving your best energy to distractions. This one can be uncomfortable. Because sometimes, we say we don't have time for our goals. But we somehow have time to check our phones every 12 minutes. I'm not judging you. I have been there too. But if you want different results, you need to become more honest about where your attention is going. You don't need to work every second of the day. You don't need to become a productivity robot. But you do need to protect some time for the things that actually matter to you. Your attention is valuable. Stop giving all of it away for free. Habit number 5. Taking every mistake personally. A mistake doesn't mean you're a failure. A rejected idea doesn't mean you're not good enough. A difficult month doesn't mean your future is over. Sometimes, something simply didn't work. That's information. Use it. Learn from it. Adjust. And try again. You don't need to turn every bad result into a dramatic story about why your life is falling apart. Sometimes, the lesson is simply, okay, that didn't work. What can I do differently? And honestly, that's a much more useful question. Habit number 6. Looking for motivation before taking action. Motivation is great. We all love motivation. Motivation makes us feel like we can reorganize our entire lives on a Sunday evening. And then Monday arrives. Motivation disappears. And suddenly, we're negotiating with ourselves about everything. The problem is that motivation is not always reliable. If you only work when you feel inspired, progress will depend on your mood. And your mood changes. Your goals don't have to. You don't need to feel excited every day. Sometimes, you simply need to keep a small promise to yourself. Do the next thing. Even when it feels ordinary. Especially when it feels ordinary. Habit number 7. Giving up on yourself too quickly. This might be the most important one. You try something. It doesn't work immediately. And suddenly, you decide you're not capable. But how many things have you actually given enough time to learn? How many ideas have you abandoned because the beginning felt uncomfortable? How many goals have you stopped pursuing because you didn't see results fast enough? Building something takes time. Learning takes time. Changing your life takes time. You don't have to keep doing something that clearly isn't working. But before you give up, ask yourself, have I really given myself a chance to learn? Because sometimes, the person standing between you and the next version of your life isn't a lack of talent. It isn't a lack of opportunity. Sometimes, it's the habit of leaving too early. So maybe success isn't always about becoming a completely new person. Maybe it's about removing some of the things that keep the right version of you from showing up. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop changing direction every 5 minutes. Stop comparing your beginning to someone else's middle. Stop giving all your energy to distractions. Stop treating every mistake like a personal failure. Stop waiting for motivation. And most importantly, stop giving up on yourself too quickly. You don't need to fix all 7 habits today. Just notice one. And ask yourself, is this helping me build the life I want? If the answer is no, maybe it's time to leave it behind. You don't have to figure everything out alone. Let's figure out the next step together.